Combustion analysis. Now remember, we said empirical formula, they get that from observation. Well, okay, that's all fine and dandy, but how do they do that? Well, it's through combustion analysis. Combustion analysis is the most common method used to determine percent composition in empirical formula. So basically, they blow something up in order to determine how many atoms there are, or the percentage of atoms. So let's say 25% carbon, 50% hydrogen, that kind of thing. So combustion reaction is when an unknown compound, usually carbon, hydrogen, and oxygen, is burned with oxygen and produces carbon dioxide and water. Let's write out an equation for this. So the reaction, let's say you have carbon, you have some amount of that, let's say X. You have hydrogen, you have some amount of that, let's say Y. And you have oxygen, some amount of that, you don't know, so let's say Z. So you take your compound and you burn it with oxygen, O2. So in order to burn something, right, you need oxygen. If you have a campfire and you smother it with a blanket, what happens? It goes out. Why does it go out? Because you don't have oxygen to it. So things burn in oxygen. As long as you supply, the other necessary things like fire and pressure, that kind of thing. Okay, so we burn it with oxygen. What is produced is carbon dioxide, CO2, plus water. This is an example of a combustion reaction. You need to be able to write this for a homework problem, quiz question, or an exam. Show me what a combustion reaction is. Okay, so they combust it, and then we can figure out what this is. This is our ultimate goal. We want to figure out how many carbons there are, how many hydrogens, how many oxygens there are in one molecule. Let's do a problem involving this. The problem is combustion of a 0.2 gram sample of vitamin C, which is composed of only three things: carbon, hydrogen, and oxygen, yields 0.2998 grams of carbon dioxide and 0.0819 grams of H2O. The molecular weight of vitamin C is 264 grams per mole. What is the molecular formula? So let's write out the combustion reaction. We have vitamin C, and it reacts with oxygen. All combustion reactions react with oxygen, and it produces carbon dioxide, and they tell us how much carbon dioxide is produced. 0.2998 grams of carbon dioxide, and water. And they tell us how much water is produced. 0.0819 grams of water. Oh, and they also tell us how much vitamin C they reacted. 0.200 grams. We need to figure out what the molecular formula is of vitamin C. So what we need to figure out is how many carbons there are, how many hydrogens, and how many oxygens there are. So we have to do some math. Combustion analysis is a little bit more, it uses the same concept of empirical formula, but it's a little bit harder. So let's try a problem with this.